Hi everyone, this is week 3 of Ask Any Question. My name's Alex Gascoine. I'm a violinist in the BBC Scottish Symphony Orchestra, and it's my great pleasure to welcome Alberto Menéndez Escribano, our section principal horn. Hi Alberto.
Hi Alex, how are you? How are you doing?
Very well. So you're in Spain, Alberto?
I'm currently in Spain because we came, our family, we came before the lockdown. Had to do some orchestra work here. I had to play Mahler Sixth, but everything got cancelled, and we are stuck here in our house. So very looking forward to come back to Glasgow, and you know, I miss a lot playing in the orchestra. So I miss you guys a lot. So.
It's difficult not seeing each other, isn't it? And it's, you know, we miss each other and we miss playing with each other. But of course, the other thing about it is you're missing all this amazing Glasgow weather.
Yeah. But funny thing is that you know, in Glasgow it's been a better weather than here in Spain, I heard.
Okay, great. Well, let's start with these questions. So I've got 2 questions, one from Kirsty Matheson and one from Stephen Lipton. Kirsty asks, what type of horn did you begin on? Was it a B flat or an F? And Stephen Lipton asks, do you use different horns for different repertoire?
Right. Oh, thank you very much for this question, Sarah. Very kind. It's funny about this, how I started in F horn or B flat horn. It is something that I never got asked about it. But certainly I started with my first teacher, which she was a very old school teacher. I started with a double horn in F. That's right. Which when he retired, which it was the year after, so the second year I had to switch to a B flat horn, which it means different positions. But
okay.
It was quite useful to start with F horn because you know, the horn is slightly longer, and you have to make a lot of effort to play in F horn. So to switch then to B flat, it was very easy.
Very good. Okay, so
the other question about the student, sorry, it was about if I use 2 different instruments, right? Mm-hmm. I never had a different instrument. I never had an spare instrument before. Since last year that I bought a descant horn, an alto horn, to play classical repertoire and to play things like Ravel Piano Concerto in G or Shostakovich Fifth Symphony that we did it quite recently. So this is an instrument that is more light and it's easier to play in the high range. But I play with my double horn Alexander 103 for like 90% of the time.
Right. Yeah, okay. So I've got a question from Highland Lass on Twitter, and there's another one from French Horns on Instagram, and they're both sort of about practicing. So Highland Lass asks, do you have a practice French horn as well as a different French horn for performances? You sort of answered that. But the other French horn on Instagram asks, what endurance tips do you have for long hours of practice?
Right. So the first question is very, as I said, now having 2 instruments, I have one at home and one at work. So normally I have the descant horn at home, so I can it can be like a practice horn, and then if I have something like classical repertoire, then I use the descant, and I have my double horn at home, using it as a practice horn instrument. Talking about tips, I'm not very good on that, like giving tips, but like on a long, like to last like a long day, let's say we can imagine we have a Mahler 5 week to do, which is very demanding for the horn. I would say I think we need to use the instrument in a very intelligent way. you know. I think I would go before the rehearsal. I would go 1 hour, let's say 1 hour before, to warm up, very gentle, and then take a break before the first rehearsal. Take a coffee or something, and then just I would take it easy, take it easy on the first rehearsals. That because the concert is the main goal. So I wouldn't play really much, like 100% on it on the rehearsals, just to save it for the concerts. That's kind of a typical sort of strong week. It could be Mahler 5 or the Rite of Spring or something like that. But I think also doing technical exercises, that it would help also to keep the stomach. So.
And presumably on a Mahler 5 week, you wouldn't play any other piece in the repertoire. If there was another piece in the concert, you'd only play the Mahler in the concert, wouldn't you?
Generally, yes, yeah. Unless it's something that you really fancy to do, something like concerto that is very light or something. But normally it's better to stay for the. Okay, luckily we're more than more than 4 horns, so we can sort of divide it and share it a little bit.
Yeah. So I've got a lovely question here from Pauline Penny, who asks, did you choose the French horn or did the French horn choose you?
Right, thank you for this. I think when I first started in the conservatoire, in the music school, I think there were 2 spare instruments, which they were the oboe and the French horn. And I said, well, I really like the horn sound, so I choose the horn. But because everyone was obviously choosing the violin, sorry, Alex, but everyone chooses the violin or the piano. It's very typical. So they said, okay, you just had to choose between the oboe or the horn. And I wouldn't mind to choose the oboe because I love the instrument as well. So.
Yeah. But you don't want to be messing about with double reeds, though, Alberto.
No.
I'm chatting. Yeah. So I'll ask Stella the same question. And Pauline also asks, what is your favorite piece to play?
Hard to say. I would say as a horn players, we love playing Mahler and Bruckner symphonies. But I would say Brahms as well. Brahms' Second Symphony, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, absolutely. So I presume this is a Japanese person. Where's Kanako when you need her? So Akai on Instagram says, I listened to your performance at the BBC Proms in Japan, and it was so moving. I'll never forget your amazing sounds. What's your favorite concert that you've done recently?
Well, thank you very much for the question. We love Japan. We love playing in Japan recently, and we love to be back soon if the situation allows us to do it. Every time, and I've been 3 times in Japan. I loved it so much every time. And this last time playing in Mahler 5, it was a joy really to do like 4-5 performances of Mahler 5 in a row. It was quite challenging, so I really enjoyed it. One of my favorite concerts in this season has been well, actually, my last concert with the orchestra, my last ever concert. It can be my last ever.
Never.
It was Bruckner 8 with Donald Ranekels. we did in the end of February, and it was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. But we also did the Britain Serenade during this season, and it was a massive gift for me to perform this piece with the orchestra, especially with the string sound of this orchestra, which is very, very special, and you are so amazing. So
you're very kind.
Thank you.
That was. No, you did the Britain on a natural horn as well, didn't you? The natural harmonics. You played on natural.
Yes,
horn.
I did the prologue and the epilogue with the natural horn, because it's written for natural harmonics. So yeah, I wanted to do it for the first time. It was a bit risky, but I think it worked at the end. And I think the audiences, they enjoyed that sort of the way of swapping between instruments as well. You know, it's great to have the prologue, the beginning of a piece with the natural horn, and then you just continue with the chromatic instrument afterwards. So I think it was I really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful. So the last question, this is from Sam on Instagram. Yeah. So this is, what does art and music mean to you? What do they represent to you, art and music?
Oh, what a question. Thank you, Sam, for putting me in a trouble. No, I think art, as well as music inside art, of course, and culture, since we are human beings, I mean, I understand for art, like any activity we do, to communicate and to offer emotions to other people. Like as I said, through music, through a poem, through a picture, you know, it's an opportunity to offer emotions and to communicate. With music, it's we offer without words, so it's very special. We can communicate to any people, any ethnic, anyone, without words. So this is quite unique, I would say.
Yeah, Alberto, it's so lovely to chat to you, and it's so lovely to see you as well. One of the great privileges of my job as sitting in the string section is I sit with all these amazing people, and I get to spend my entire working life sitting in front of you. It's such a pleasure to see you, such a pleasure to work with you. I hope you stay well. Very best wishes to your family, and we look forward to seeing you in Glasgow as soon as you can get back.
Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, I'm very looking forward to come back and to start again and to see you all.
So it's good. That's lovely. Thank you.